Hello, my name is Jennifer and welcome to part 1 of House 2 of the Drifter Challenge. And if you are new to my channel and new to the Drifter Challenge, I will have a link to House 1, the complete playlist, up above and also down below in the description if you would like to go check that out. However, if you just want to start from here, I will do a brief sum up of where we are and what the Drifter Challenge is. I will also have a link to the rules to House 2 of the Drifter Challenge down below, as well as a brief summary of the main goals for this house. So the Drifter Challenge was created by Vahisha Taknai, and it is a very fun way to explore different aspects of the game. And it's one way that I find that I kind of do Legacy, because you start with the first house. You can do any houses. You can skip houses you don't want. You can do whatever you want. But the main goal at the very beginning is to clear out Willow Creek and Oasis Springs, and there is a save file which is accessible on the site, which will be linked down below if you don't want to do that yourself. And with the revised rules, which is what is down below, you can also, if you have dine out, place a restaurant lot on the lot where the museum in Oasis Spring normally is. And other than that, Willow Creek and Oasis Springs start empty. But we're on House 2, so the house that our drifter here, Bella Driver, who was the heir from House 1, the house she grew up on, is still there, and her mom started on in Oasis Springs, sorry. Willow Creek, Oasis Springs. I know that. I just don't really talk about them that much. So their house is still there, but Bella is not allowed to go back and visit to use the facilities there. I will probably take her back once she is established in her own lot. But the other part of the Drifter Challenge, which I find fun because I like doing rags to riches, is that your heir always starts with no money. So you put them on an empty lot with nothing, and they start with 0 money and they have to work their way up. And that's one of the goals, is to get a house. And depending on the rules for the specific house you're on, there's different values. For most of the houses, you can only control your main sim, though some of the houses allow you to do more than one or the whole house. It really depends. You have to look at the specific rules. For this particular house, House 2, the one we are doing, you can only control the main sim. And the other goals she will have on this house is that she needs to complete the aspiration that comes with Outdoor Retreat. And if you don't have Outdoor Retreat and want to do this challenge, there are alternative rules, so you do not have to do that one. But you are not allowed to start on those goals, be it the actual aspiration or the specific goals, until after your heir is a child, because you're not allowed to, for the Outdoor Retreat part, you're not allowed to go to Granite Falls until your heir is a child. Not a toddler, actually a child. I clarified that that is still the case. I wasn't sure because toddlers were added after the rules, but it's also easier to go to Granite Falls, I'm sure, with a child than with a toddler. So the goal for this house is to have a house worth, I believe it is 40,000 and a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, but I will double check that and put that down below, and to complete that aspiration and to raise an heir to young adult. And you have to complete all the rest of the goals before your heir becomes a young adult. And other than that, you can do what you want. You're not allowed to travel unless you have 1,000 simoleons in your household, and then you can go travel to other lots that are available. But there's not very much available right now because of the fact that there's nothing really in the world other than that restaurant, which you can freely travel to if you have the 1,000 simoleons. And you can also, if you join in a club, you can go to club gatherings, but again, you need 1,000 simoleons for that too, and you're not allowed to have club gatherings on your lot. So that's sort of a really brief sum up of some of the rules. Like I said, I will have a link down below, and I'll have the overall goals for the house down below in the description. So just briefly, if you're new, here is Bella Driver, and she wants to be a musical genius. I just did that as a placeholder, and it'll be something. I tend to aspiration swap, so she'll be working on lots of aspirations to get points. They're very helpful. She loves the outdoors. She is active. I gave her that trait from her father. You can randomize the traits if you wish, but you don't have to. That's not one of the rules. And I gave her creative. I figured since she was doing the outdoor aspiration that comes with Outdoor Retreat, which I should know what it is, but I can't remember exactly what it's called. We'll go take a look at that when we get to live mode, because I don't really pay. It's not one I complete very often. I start it a lot, but I don't complete it very much. So this is her main outfit, and you'll see she has 5 just different outfits. That actually comes with Outdoor Retreat, that outfit. And then just some other random outfits that she has. And I think this new top, yeah, it is from Cats and Dogs. I thought I'd give her at least one thing from Cats and Dogs. And her formal, that one's from Vampires, but she's the dark hair and the red, I think it suits her with the red, so I gave her that. And that's for when she gets married. Oh, that is actually one other thing with House 2 of the Drifter Challenge. You have to marry someone who has like an NPC job. Like, well, there is no libraries, because, oh, there is. I guess there's a library in Windenburg, because you're allowed to keep those buildings and everywhere else is intact. But essentially someone who has a job that once you move them into your household, it will disappear. So vendors that work at the booths in the city, and, you know, people who work at gyms, librarians, massage therapists, pizza people, mailmen, mail people, whatever, people who deliver the mail, anybody like that, she has to marry someone like that in this particular challenge. So that's one specific thing, and she has to marry and move them in before she can have a baby with them. If she has a baby before, that's not considered the heir. You can have a baby, it's just not the heir. The heir is after the person has married and moved in, and so that's her 3rd formal outfit. I highly doubt she can be wearing formal very much. And then she has a few athletic outfits, but given she is active, that makes some sense. And then she's got a few pajamas. Those were from before, I didn't change them. And I don't think I changed her party outfits and her swimwear. She has 2, and I didn't change those. So if you're new, these are her outfits, but they were ones I gave her already when she aged up to a teen. So I'm going to hit play, and we are going to join her on her lot in Willow Creek, which is where she is starting, on the Crick Cabana lot in Willow Creek. I thought I'd briefly show you. This is the lot, Crick Cabana, in case you're not familiar with it. That is where she is going to be living. And there is the special tree here to get to Sylvan Glade, and she will be able to travel there, but she still needs the 1,000 simoleons to be able to go there. So I'll hit play, and once we get into live mode with her, I will take the money away. I'll see you there. So we're here in live mode, and I'm going to get rid of her money. So I'm going to go Control-Shift-C, testing cheats on, money 0. So she has no money. And if we take a look at her inventory, she only has one thing, and that is the forbidden fruit of the plant sim, because that was one thing I was going to do for this particular drifter, is that her mom completed the plant sim challenge, and so I was going to have all the generations take one fruit with them. And there is a rule that you can take things from your previous houses, but you have to pay for them before you can buy anything else for your house. But this is actually worth nothing, and I'm not planning on using it to turn her into a plant sim per se. I'm planning on planting it, so it's not going to help her with not needing to go to the bathroom or anything like that. I just kind of like that sort of the legacy of it, that's the tree. And hopefully her mom never really did very much with gardening. She was really more a painter and raising her family, so much of it didn't become very it's only still nice, so it only got evolved one time. So we are here, and her needs are, they're okay, but the thing is that I had said at the end of the last house, I really wanted her mom to complete the athletic aspiration, and she was only at level 7 of working out, or of the fitness skill. So I played another sim day. It's exactly the same time, but it did seem to still change her needs. They aren't as bad as they were when she originally left. Her energy was much worse, and her hunger may have been better, but I don't remember. I know she'd had cake. It doesn't really fill you up very much, but what I said I would do, even though I don't usually do this, but because I wanted her mom to complete that aspiration, I played an extra day. I'm going to look at the potions, and there is the moodlet solver, so I'm going to take that so that it doesn't matter that I played an extra day with the other house without her. And actually I need to double check. I think I need to make sure that aging, I think aging is on, but I'm going to check my settings to make sure that the aging is supposed to be on normal, and aging is supposed to be on for the whole household, for the whole world for that matter. And I'm just going to quickly check my settings after I have her do that, because I don't want to play through this and have them in the wrong place. So I had said I would do this, so it really made no difference whether I played immediately or if I played not, because I did turn aging off because I didn't want her to age a day while I wasn't playing with her. So I need to go change my settings again. So I'm going to have her take that Even though I don't normally use the solvers, but because I made that choice by doing that. So she's going to take that, so that she's going to be in the same position as if she had like left the right when the other house ended. So there we go. So she's happy, and we're in the same position. I will be right back after I check my game settings. So we're back, and because there is absolutely nothing in this neighborhood, other than there's a garden, but there, I don't think, oh, there is a bench. I forgot there's a bench in the garden. I was thinking there was not even a bench in this world, but there is a bench for her to sleep if she needed to. That's it. But it's still better than nothing. I'm going to switch her to the angling ace, because this is, well, it's not a new save. I've never been to this neighborhood at all, and you can see it's completely empty, so nothing has spawned in this neighborhood. There does seem to be a couple of dig sites. I'm not really sure. That's sooner than I would have expected. But you know what? Why don't you go dig those up? We're going to put her on the Curator Aspiration and have her dig. I'm not really sure if I want to have a pet or not. It's too soon to have a pet because, you know, she has no money, and I don't find that there are strays around. And, but that seems to be, I don't see anything else really available. Yeah. There's usually, oh, there's a dig spot over there. Usually there's a frog over there, and you can see that's going to be mushrooms. So I don't know how long it's going to take her to go to the different spots. And that was a capsule, so that doesn't count as a collectible because it needs to, and she got upgrade parts. That's because with the cats and dogs, they have those, and so sometimes you just get upgrade parts, which of course aren't worth very much. But she does, they're worth, what? Yeah, 10 simoleons each. For now, I'll just keep them. I'll keep everything. Of course, there's no barbecue in this neighborhood, so there's no real food. But the mushrooms hopefully will come up soon enough, so she'll be able to do that. So I put her over on the collectible, the Curator Aspiration, and it didn't get her anything. So let's see what she gets. If you open up the capsule, that will count as a collectible, but a lot of times the capsules are worth less than what they are right now. So I think for now, I would just sell that capsule as it is, and I'll probably sell the upgrade parts too for that matter, because we need to get her a toilet pretty quickly, because that's sort of hard. She's taking a little bit of time there. Oh, she got a minnow. Okay, that's interesting. I could have had her, it counted as a collectible, but it might have counted as a fish. So I'm going to have her go fishing. She does have some fishing skill, because I had her mom, Alicia, work a little bit with her, so she does actually start with some skills. Not from me controlling her myself, but just from, you know, influencing her. So her fishing is at level 4. And I think the other one, her painting is 5. And the rest are like 2s, and fitness is 4, because we did have a little fitness club, and she's active, so she worked out on her own a little bit. That wasn't very long that we had that towards the end. So let me go fast. And of course, I don't think I'm going to have her do a career, because I think with the aspiration, so she's fishing there. I'm just going to always select reward store instead of the aspiration. So for the aspiration, the one she needs is Outdoor Enthusiast. That's the one. So that's the one we can't work on, and you can't even really start it till you go to Granite Falls, because you can't go to Granite Falls to your Heir as a child, and so you have to be there to even really start it. So it's the unidentified plants are there, and the fish you have to catch in Granite Falls. So some of the things you don't need to be in Granite Falls to actually do, but some of them, to befriend the Hermit of Granite Falls, you have to have like met him. But if you, or her, because it can be either, but you can do that the first time you're there. And then the Outdoor Enthusiast, the last one, 15 insects, you obviously have to do that in Granite Falls, because that's the only place you can collect insects in the game. So she has fished in one spot. Oh, look, there's another the dig spots came up again, and she caught a bass. Of course, these aren't worth very much. 5. I'll see. The digging might be good. What she caught there. And now, actually, for quite a while there, the tuna and pufferfish weren't worth very much, but with the November 7th patch this year, they now have better value, so that's good. She's got some money there. She wants to level up in her fishing skill, so I'll pin that, and she wants to read a vampire book, which I will do when I get that opportunity. She caught some more bass, which they're not worth very much, but like I said, it really depends on how we're doing in terms of money for a toilet. It's a big thing. And so she's catching the fish, of course, because she has she has a reasonable fishing skill, so she's hopefully going to catch these fish pretty quickly. And there she goes. She's done that. So what I'm going to do is put her back on curator. I'm going to stop her fishing here. I'm going to have her dig these sites that have come up while we were waiting. And of course there's plants, and there's a frog. So we're going to just look for frogs, because that would be a really good way. Oh, look, more dig sites. More than I remember, actually. Usually being in this particular world. And another way to get this collectibles easily is if you harvest plants. They usually count for it, but they don't count. I noticed with the Brindleton Bay, they're not counting with, like, I think I did Nap Nip or something like that, and it didn't count for it. So I'm going to go back onto Angling Ace. I tend to swap a lot more right at the beginning because, you know, there's a lot less there, and I will add some lot traits too. So then she got that second one, so I'm going to go have her dig there. Go back. It's taken me a while to get these collectibles, I have to say. And some of these aren't counting. That one didn't. She got another capsule, which will be worth some money. And then we're going to get a frog, because if we have a second frog, then we can breed them together. Yeah, that is it. I was wondering if, because you can see the snapdragon there, but it's not ready. Oh, there, now I can probably harvest. Yep, because it was more full around it. And this is going to be a bluebell plant. So this is a good neighborhood because it has strawberries and it has snapdragons. And if you graft those together, you can get dragon fruit once you get to the right level, of course. And let's see, is there more digs? More dig sites. They're really popping up pretty quickly. And is the frog? The frogs are here. So we will look for the frogs. And there's Rocky, having a little stretch and a shake. And is there anything here? Yes, there is. So we will take that. And how are her needs? She started off pretty good. No thanks, Dad, but we can't go anywhere right now. We don't have the money. And somehow either that just came out. It did reset because I had done some other things. So there's that. We can go harvest that snapdragon. And so this has potatoes, strawberries, chrysanthemum, I should say, snapdragon, apple, bluebell, and more chrysanthemums. And then I'm going to look for frogs there. And she's got us 2 striped eggplants so far. So if we breed them, we will only get striped eggplant. But if we find a different one and breed it, we have a chance at something different. So let's see what we get. Surfer eggplant. So we're going to breed the striped and the surfer and see what we get. I don't know that we'll get very much else because they're both new. So we got another surfer eggplant. So, okay. And she's, of course, because I have parenthood in my game and she is aged up, she is thinking of a family member, which is something that happens once you have a child age up. As soon as she aged up, I even noticed her mom thinking about her a lot, but her mom had never done that before. But, of course, I also moved her out pretty much right away. So we're going to have her go fishing. So she's at 9 of 10 collectibles. And stick her back on Angling Ace, and that will finish that one. So I see that there's salmon here. I think I got a better view of it from that angle. And bass. I think that looks like a catfish. And that's tuna, I think. Just trying to look. Maybe it would be better from this angle. Maybe kissing gourami? I'm not sure. So we have no parks at the end of, during House 3, when you max your fishing and your gardening skill, I believe, you can place the park or a park in Oasis Springs. But we don't have those parks here. And there's Lily Fang, aged an elder, as an elder. Someone angry. Oh, she's got to mount her bowl 5 fish. Let me see what fish she has. Because if the tuna is worth 83, so mounting that makes sense because it's worth a lot. And there's no real rush because until she sorry, my mind, I was looking at what was here. Until she gets near the 10 hours completed, she can't go on to the next one anyway. So it's not a huge rush, other than, of course, the sooner you get it, the sooner you get the 250 aspiration points. but it's not a huge rush right now to get that. So I'm going to sell those capsules because they're worth 210. I will at one point open it up because I like to have one of the playful capsules, because sometimes when you do certain goals and stuff, you need to be playful, so that can be helpful. I'm going to sell that fish because that is good. That's not really worth very much. And of course for the collectible one, she has to open up some fossils, so I think I'll keep those for now, as long as I can. I think she actually has enough money for a toilet if she needed to. And if it really came down to it, I would just do some of these cheap fish if I needed to. Did we get bills already? Seriously. Oh, but he's old. I don't know that I want an elder. Oh, he's just an adult. I'd rather have a young adult, but... Okay, off you go. You're done. What we're going to do is we're going to buy a trait. We're going to buy Observant so that we can learn his traits right away. And we're going to do a polite introduction because I don't have incredibly friendly yet for her. Okay, stop fishing. Come meet him. Even though he's an adult, and I'd rather have a young adult. But he is a male person, right? I got that right, yeah? I guess he may not be. I just assumed... Isn't that the outfit? Hot-headed, bookworm, and romantic. So... enthuse about interests. Ask about career. Just so that I'm right. I'm pretty sure that's the outfit. Let's go. Okay. If you can answer me, I see someone running away. I want to go chase after. You're not going to the city. Yeah, you are. That is the male person, male carrier. So I saw someone running away over here. Christian, no, he's married. And he probably isn't one of the people that meets the requirements. And he's an adult anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I guess we'll keep being friends. Try at least become friends with the mail carrier. That's the way to say mail carrier, not mailman. Or there we go. They seem to be getting along. So that polite introduction did quite a boost to their friendship. So that was very handy. And now they're friends. Excellent. Hopefully if we call him, he can come over. Because of course we don't get mail that often. I had a problem once when I did this the first time. And I had a hard time because I had a male heir, so it was a lot harder because, of course, I need to make sure, and all the Sims coming were, they were elders, and that was in the days before the gender update where you could have a baby regardless of the gender, so all the female people who were in the types of careers that you could do, they were all elders. So finally I met one. It took me forever. Well, not really forever, but given you were on a countdown to get it done by a certain like the time, and I couldn't start the aspiration until they had their heir aged up to a child. It was a little bit harder. So she's fishing. What did she catch? It didn't look like anything too special. No, a perch, not worth anything. You gotta do better than that, Bella. That's not very good. You need money. Maybe this isn't the best. And I think, who is he? Well, he's an adult, but why don't we do a friendly introduction? Okay. Money's important, but so is meeting our prospective mate. Geek, creative, and a bookworm. Okay, bright and day, but we need to find out his job, because that matters. Asked to hang out. We may just have to make do with he may not be of any use because he may have a real job, or even if he's married, so he doesn't. Oh, was that the male person? I never even thought to look and see if the male carrier was married, because that would matter. It doesn't say they're married, so I think they're okay from that. Well, we really don't need you to carry. We don't really need you to hang out because you're married. And you're a writer, so we can't marry you because you actually have a job. So, okay, thanks. Nice to meet you. You can hang out if you want, but, you know, and I'm sure Paulo has a job. He works in the sports career. I remember that. And of course, she has bills. I can't believe she has bills. She just moved in on her lot, and because it's Monday, luckily they're not very much, but they're 33 simoleons. I guess that's based off the value of of the lot itself. She does not have anything. If her power gets turned off, it doesn't matter. Okay, you can't really go out in the city, so we'll undo that. And we're not going to cloud gaze. Hopefully he leaves, because we don't really... You seem to like him, but you know, he's married and has a job. Oh, look, you got a tuna. Excellent. We're gonna mount that, so you have a bit more money. Mortimer, all old. It's also sad. But I just realized how much time has gone on this part. So she doesn't have anything yet. But she has some money, so she'll be ready to get something soon. And she didn't really need anything because her needs had been pretty decent so far, and she did meet at least one prospective person for her to get married. I think we may end up just with the mail carrier unless we meet someone in the next part, so that but it's not like she can really get married yet because she has nothing. So thanks very much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much.